to the movies. Hey everybody, going to the Dragon Movie Guy here, going to the movies with another episode of Before and After, where I talk about everything I'm excited about a movie before I go into it and afterwards, and I tell you whether I was right, whether I was wrong, or whether I should have been asking something else instead. Today's movie is The Banshees of Inisherin, or Inisherin. I don't quite know how to say that the right way. I think it's The Banshees of Inisherin, I think. Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell as best friends. For whatever reason, they have a falling out. Brendan Gleeson won't tell Colin Farrell why he ended their friendship, or even that they ended their friendship.
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
Who says we're not?
Sit somewhere else.
Has anyone ever have a friendship like this that just sort of ended and no one told you, and then refused to discuss it as to why? Yeah, I've had one of those in real life. If you have either been the one ending the friendship or had a friendship ended on you and you have no idea why, all right, whatever. Let me know down in the comments section below. There are 3 things that I'm really looking forward to in The Banshees of Inisherin, and thing number 1 is the friendship between Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. They did In Bruges, but this is the first one where they're playing best friends in a period piece, and there's just something very simple about a friendship, and a friendship coming to an end that we don't see very often in film. I had a friendship come to an end very much like this one, and it was just as confusing and bewildering as we see in the trailers. I did eventually get back together with my friend, but it took a couple of years. It was just sort of a weird situation all the way around, so I'm really interested to see how this film deals with the breakup of that friendship, how the explanation is handled, and ultimately whether or not they mend fences. Thing number 2 is writer-director Martin McDonagh, an Academy Award winner. If you look at Martin McDonagh's IMDb page, he's done a ton of great screenwriting: 7 Psychopaths, In Bruges, 3 Billboards. Those 3 are great films, and they're all great character films, but they're also a lot edgier than what The Banshees of Inisherin looks like. So it'll be interesting to see whether the characters are actually a lot more edgy in the finished film than they are in the trailer, or whether this is just a simple story about friendship gone wrong. Thing number 3 that I'm really looking forward to in this film is the setting of a small Irish island. I looked at all of the character names to try and find the correct pronunciation. I probably butchered them and got all of them wrong, but I'm going to try my best to pronounce them correctly, even though I already know that I'm going to screw this up royally. Those are the 3 things I'm really excited for in The Banshees of Inisherin. If you stick around to the end of the video, I will also tell you whether or not I think it's worth spending the money to go see this in the theater. So, this has been my before and after. This is a really well executed film. Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell were great in Bruges, but that was a lot funnier of a film. This is more dramatic than comedy, but it is amazing how well the writing and the acting is done in this film, in a story about the ends of a friendship. I don't know if this is gonna get nominated for Oscars, but it is definitely worth watching. The first thing, the friendship angle between Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, that definitely pays off in this film. There is a really good examination of what friendship means to people, but also what it means when a friendship comes to an end, and how that's not exactly the most simple thing in the world. We always hear about breakups of romantic pairings, but we don't really hear a ton about the breakups of friendship, and this film was a really good exploration of that. The second thing, the writing and directing of Martin McDonagh. Previous films that I've seen of Martin McDonagh were more quirky, I'd say they were funnier. Banshees of Inisherin is very straightforward. It's not a lot of weird characters, but the granular detail of the characters in this film, his writing meshes perfectly with the acting. I've never been to Ireland, but he does a great job of putting you in that setting of a century ago, 1923, and yet it feels like it could be anywhere in the last couple of 100 years. That's how timeless this film feels. The number 3 thing was the cinematography is phenomenal. It's really well done. It really shows off the beauty and the bleakness of the Irish landscape. On the surface, it's not really all that beautiful. Whatever that beauty is really well captured. The lighting, the camera angles, the beautiful landscapes. It is a beautiful piece of filmmaking. Finally though, so, should you go and see The Banshees of Inisherin? Sorry folks, it's a little close even for me. It is funny, it's sad, everything in between, and yet, I would say wait until streaming or Blu-ray. Definitely worth a watch. It is great filmmaking. It is highly visual. It is great character work. It's not necessary to watch this in theaters. The theatrical setting The theatrical experience didn't really add a whole lot to the experience of watching the Banshees of Inisherin. Skip it in the theaters, save your money, and watch it at home. So, this has been my before and after for the Banshees of Inisherin. Let me know in the comments section down below whether you like these before and after type videos. And let me know if you would like it shorter, longer. That's what she said. If you like this before and after format. I've been Dragon Movie Guy. See you next time.